What I'm here to talk about this time is the idea or the realization that despite us being considered animals biologically, we're nothing like, you know, actual animals. Let me explain. Now, sure, we have all the genetics that matches with animals. We have genitals, we have the same, private parts. Animals got hands, arms, feet, legs, a head. They urinate. They have to take a poop. We have to do the same thing. They eat. We have to eat. Uh, you know, we have babies. They have babies. But despite that, that's really where it ends, because there's a much more unfortunate circumstance, a gift and a curse when it comes to us. I made a similar video like this before, but this is more or less redefined in a sense. But animals that are, wild animals are the most luckiest species of organisms the earth has ever conjured. Not only do they get to go throughout life without existential dread or thoughts, overthinking, awareness of awareness of the bigger picture in the world. They're only worried about their small circles, their babies, survival. That's their instincts. Predator and prey, the food chain, natural selection, nature. That's all they really have to worry about. And at one point, that's us too. That was us too. I mean, even to some extent now, we still deal with nature, have to survive. But the ways of how it used to be, our ancestors from thousands of years ago, how it used to be, those days are obviously long gone. And we made up an entirely new way of surviving, a way that society made it seem that it was easy, which is currency and working for a living. Now, before you worked, but the difference was you was working for your own cause. You wasn't in a rat race. You wasn't dealing with the man and being under the authorities' boot. You wasn't a bottom feeder scraping off whatever scraps you can find. You had tribes, and those tribes lived in certain jungle areas in different countries, and they took care of their families, and they hunted, they gathered, they collected. Sure, they had gods that they worshiped, but besides that, they pretty much had laissez-faire, if I'm saying that right. You know what I mean? They had freedom, the real freedom. We don't have that now. What's freedom besides what? Talking. We get to say what we want, I guess, unless you're on the internet, because everything you do on the internet is going to stay on the internet no matter how much you try to delete it, if it goes viral. But even then, I believe that if you try to delete something off the internet as like a nobody, it's still gonna be in the systems, and it's never really gonna go anywhere. Which is why I don't trust the internet like that. But anyway, we made our existence harder for ourselves when we didn't even need to, because of our awareness and our intelligence, right? We used to use that to benefit society, benefit humans as a species, to climb up the ecosystem, the ladder, if you will, for lack of a better words. But now we just kind of like build ourselves an entire cage on our own. We're the cause of our own despair, misfortune, and it's all because of things like currency, greed, things like capitalism, corporations, the whole 9 yards of treachery and hell. We don't live like animals. We just exist. We're so ahead of our time that, oh, we wouldn't dare live like those filthy, dumbass animals. You know, we rather be living in these houses, right? Now, obviously, there's things that wild animals have that we don't have, despite us having similar. Uh, damn, trying to find the word. Trying to sound smart here for a second, but despite us being similar, okay, let's just say that in aspects, um, we don't have fur. We have hair that grows on our bodies, but what is that doing, dude? That's barely anything. Uh, we don't have fur on our bodies. We don't have coating. We don't have all the attributes animals even have, dude. You know how many capabilities and abilities animals have? It's pretty much like superpowers. We over here making fantasy superheroes and these like books and fantasy worlds and movies. Animals literally live in that life. They can fly. They got wings. They can regenerate, grow things back, grow limbs back. They're immortal. Technically, some of them are. There's fish, like animals that can live to like hundreds of years and not look a day over like a couple, like a decade old or two. You got animals that can live for 500 years underwater. You got unknown creatures underwater or unknown creatures deep in the jungle. We still don't know. This earth is still gigantic. There's a lot to explore. We don't know what animal has not been discovered yet scientifically, or what animal is going to take our place. I don't know, in like a couple years, in my opinion. But animals have it way more easier than we do. And we're animals. Or at least we used to be, but it feels like we're the anti-animals. Like we are not animals anymore. Some type of cruel joke by nature, you know, by evolution, to the worst version where we gotten so smart that we outsmarted ourselves in a sense, because we like treat each other like trash and put ourselves in columns and boxes in society fences that surrounds us, and we fight over and get mad over dumb things, and we kill each other, steal from each other. I mean, I guess stealing is not really a bad thing like that, but we do all that. And meanwhile, animals, all they do, sure, they gotta deal with predators and maybe us as predators when we hunt them down for fur or food, but despite that, you know, they get to just mosey on their own life and then just pass away. They don't think about death. They don't have existential crisis. They don't deal with insecurities. They don't deal with none of the trash human qualities that we have. They don't deal with that. They're just them, and we're us, despite us supposed to be similar. Like, who knows what's next after our species? If the dinosaurs got wiped out by asteroids, hell, we might get wiped out by each other. I mean, I'm not really surprised. Either that, or it might be a next coronavirus that we in the lockdown for like another additional 4 years, maybe like 10 years, and it wipes out even more people than the coronavirus already did. But yeah, animals really got. I mean, the only thing animals I worry about is humans doing stupid stuff and causing catastrophes and destroying, because that's all they do for civilization, for their own our own selfish desires. I can't even say own. I can't even separate it because we all part of the same thing, unfortunately. I'll never disrespect the animal because it's not really fair to them. We take it out on them. I take it out on them. I'm mad at them. They don't know what they're doing. They're not aware of this. We're the anti-animals. There's really nothing else for me to say. I mean, I guess even plants. Even plants. I forgot about that. I guess they're animals too, or at least organisms. I mean, well, I don't know why I'm saying at least. Of course they're organisms. They're alive. Dumb dumb. But yeah. It's really bad out here like that, man. We need to stop trying to imprison ourselves, and we need to evolve as a species and get rid of society and jobs, taxes, bills. We don't need none of that. Like, what about Earth? What about just living? What about just going around? Now, like I said, obviously, we don't have the capabilities, attributes of animals or the assets that animals have. So we can't stay out in the cold or in intense heat in the desert. We don't have like shells or some type of special coating of fur or some blubber or a way of eating or a different type of productive system. We don't have that like that. We have similar functions in terms of body structure and the contents that's in our bodies, but that's pretty much it. Animals can do so many things that we can't, and they don't need social media. They just sleep, eat all day. That may sound bad, lame, but think about this, bro. Like, what are we doing to ourselves, man? We work, and then we work for nothing. We work for other humans. It's just depressing and dystopian. I'm just waiting for the day where maybe animals get a consciousness and take us out one by one. What are they gonna do? What we gonna do? Like, sure, we got weapons, but if a bunch of get like a stampede, a couple stampedes, ain't no longer a zoo. We cage them up. We do all types of things to them, but it'll be no longer a zoo. The anti-animals. Think before you treat an animal like trash. You know, we turn them into pets and we become their owners. We put them in leashes and name them dumb names like a coffee cup or an espresso or nacho. It's like, oh, we think we so funny. So cruel. You think you so hilarious. Little cute dumb animal can't think for himself. I'll own you now. I'll buy you. And you get to stay, you're domesticated. You know, that's your life with us. In our conditions, our trash conditions. Yeah. That's it. We think we so cruel. I've seen so many videos of humans just treating animals like shit. And it's like, yo, who do we think we are? At least they don't have to cry. At least they don't cry at funerals. Shit. Who we think we are? Damn bastards.